Okay, welcome. Hey, welcome to the continuing blogger series here at Wine of the Month Club, and very excited to have Eve Bushman from Eve Wine 101 joining us. The problem is she knows everything. She knows where to stand. She's been watching the videos already. Well, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. I love this. This is so cool.
It's great to have you here, and I've been watching your site and all the wonderful things you're doing and the wines you've been tasting and the places you've been going and the videos you've been making. I was like, oh, man, you're a busy person.
Okay, because I've been stalking you, too.
Yeah, right.
Checking out your site and everything.
See, is it really
doing.
called stalking? I mean,
Pretty
come on.
much. It's wine stalking.
If you put it out there, I mean, like, my kids say, Dad, you're stalking. I said, then put it out there. It's on Facebook. What am I? I'm not stalking.
Absolutely.
Is it available
it's
to us?
people that don't comment on Facebook, that you know they're online, but they're not commenting.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
are the stalkers.
Those are the stalkers. So,
And they're probably drinking.
So I was looking at Eve Wine 101, which we were talking off camera a little bit about your history with wine. And you tell me about Eve. What does Eve Wine 101 want to be, or what is it?
Well, we're everything we want to be, what we strive to do. We want to make sure that people that are interested in wine are not blown away by the people that talk over their heads about wine. It's not that difficult a subject. It's just tasting wine and drinking wine and enjoying it. It shouldn't be something that you have to have a college degree in to enjoy, or spend time in a room with someone that talks down to you about wine. It should all be very accessible, like
It's
Wine
true.
of the Month.
It's absolutely
Right?
true. You know, let me ask you this question then. Because everybody goes, oh, wine's subjective, is whatever you like, which is true. Certainly you might like a wine that I don't like.
Hell yeah.
But we must also agree that there are flaws in wines, and
Sure.
winemakers make mistakes.
Right.
And those are the ones that we're trying to avoid people from having and spending money on and tasting and, you know,
Right.
just blowing. So you get a chance to taste some things and explain what is going on.
Okay.
But you're not into, how about words like Fruit Loops?
No.
The
The descriptors for wine
Yes.
are subjective. If I read a label that tells me that this wine's going to taste like blackberries, then I'm not even going to notice anything besides blackberries. I don't want to know. I just want to taste it, experience it for myself. You may get something different from the nose than you're going to get from the flavor, but it is very
that's true.
subjective.
That's very interesting.
So I won't have to tell you anything if you don't want me.
No, I'm going to tell you. This is very funny because I was talking to a guy the other day, considered himself a wine blogger, though it's not very popular. And he says, the first thing I do is I read the back label. And I really want to say, you know, when we write back labels, we're really just sort of broad stroking things because we just want to move on and get the wine out there and get it ready. Right. So I'm thinking, why would you read the back label to figure out what the wine is?
Well, I mean, I might look at the front label for the alcohol content.
Of
But
course.
again, on that, I don't want to read it before. I might taste a wine, and there's words we use that might say it's kind of hot in my mouth, kind of hot on my palate, and that might be a sign there's like some high alcohol in the wine.
That's true.
That's not a hard term. I mean, a wine beginner would say, what am I getting here? Why does this taste so strong?
That's right.
It could be the alcohol content, so you'll look at the label, and then anything above, 13 might be considered wine.
But I have a customer, a regular customer, will not buy anything less than 13.5% alcohol.
Oh, that's like my editor.
Why is that? Is it because we drink gin at home, or what? Is it?
No, we
That's
like
80%.
that. We like that flavor. Like a Zinfandel might have a 14-15%
Yeah, easily, right.
alcohol on it. And if we like zins and we like spice and fruit and we like tannins, it makes sense to have it's going to be a higher
have
alcohol
alcohol.
wine, but not a Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir, if you're familiar with that one, is more of the cherry flavor. It's a lighter colored wine. You're not going to expect it to be hot. If it's hot, it's it's too much
Yeah, it'd
alcohol
be
and wrong
hard,
kind of wine.
right.
So there. This one you have.
We're going
in
to
front
taste
of you.
4 wines.
Yeah.
2 of them you brought, which I love the fact you brought wines from the AVA of Little Rock, or what is it, the Antelope Valley.
It's the high desert AVA, and Little Rock is in it. And Lee Williams, who is the winemaker and the owner of this winery, Golden Star Vineyards, they were turned on to us by my editor, Michael Perlis, who got these wines for us today from Lee. And we had tasted them. He had donated his wine to a lot of nonprofit events that we do. Lee had come out and poured for us. And we really like this purple haze. And everybody that's sentimental about the 60s or whatever, the tie-dye, I was the 70s, right, like this. And this is the blend of, and I don't remember, Malbec, Merlot, Zin. It doesn't tell us on there. Okay.
Well,
I'm getting the nod. I got it right. Malbec, Merlot, and Zin. Okay, so that's not a common blend.
Malbec, Merlot, and Zin, no. However, when you go to different AVAs like that, you tend to get different blends because grapes do differently. But you mentioned something. You do a lot of charity tastings. And
Yeah, we
and
do
so
a lot of events for
things-
nonprofits.
People
and
come in, they pay a little bit to come to the tasting. And
when
then
100% of what we do goes to the nonprofit. We did an event called Pouring to Haiti. Of course, the money went to the Red Cross. They collected the money for us and took it to where they needed it in Haiti. We did one called Pouring to Sandy for hurricane relief. And we've done one for our school district, all kinds of events like that. So the test on this one, on the nose,
What a great nose.
right?
A lot of zen.
And what I tell my Wine 101ers, if you don't know what to say, that there's like a lot of fruit that will get, the key is there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot,
Wait a minute, you're
there's a
telling
lot
all the
going on in
secrets.
here. And, right? You don't have to,
It's
you
true,
don't have
though.
to come up with,
Well, you don't have to. Well,
I don't even taste it.
I would submit that the experienced taster is able to decipher his tongue a little bit and make some comments, but it's certainly fine to say, I taste a lot of different things happening, and in this case, it's true. And I get that Zin nose, but I love the finish of this wine. With
blackberry.
Yes, this is really. How fun is this to taste something from the Antelope Valley? I think it's really great. I can't tell you the last time I did it.
Little Rock.
Well, I don't even know. Little Rock reminds you
Isn't
of
that a
Arkansas.
song from
Isn't it?
Little Rock?
Yeah.
Okay, right. What was that? Oh, I'm pouring out my wine.
What was the song, or what was that you're trying to do?
I'm a little girl from Little Rock. Isn't that it?
But isn't Little Rock in Arkansas?
Marilyn Monroe.
That's
So anyway,
really
Little
good.
Rock is
What does
in the
this retail for?
California High Valley AVA. I don't know, not much. I can tell you that.
What is it, Mike?
Michael Perlis will be telling us.
20, 25, somewhere in that ballpark.
Really?
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
pretty good value.
Now
Okay,
this is your wine.
This is my wine. This is Villa Appia. It's from Ribera de Sacro, which is the upper part of Spain, a very small district. But this is Mencía. Don't say Mencía. I've been
Okay.
corrected many times. Mencía, which is an indigenous Spanish grape, and that's why we try to show different things here.
And the reason this bottle is shaped this way, any special reason they just
No.
like the narrow bottle?
Well, both that wine and the reserve of that wine comes in a Bordeaux style bottle. So,
It's even how narrow that is. The shoulders are the Bordeaux style.
but what I
the
like
size
about
of it-
wines like this is that you can't say, oh, it tastes like cab, tastes like Merlot. Everything's on its own. There's a little sulfur in this nose
Spain.
right now.
Vegetal. There's something vegetal in the nose.
And so, totally different flavors than you're ever used to, right? Doesn't taste like Malbec. It doesn't taste like Cabernet. It doesn't taste like Merlot. It tastes like Mencía.
What? I like the fruit.
Isn't it fun?
It's very bright.
Wonderful
spicy.
family brought this
Yeah.
in. They're farmers. They sell all their grapes, and they decided to start making wine. They totally got into the business the wrong way. They decided to bond a warehouse, bring in a container, and they're going to go sell it. And they didn't realize how hard it was. But the berries are starting to come out now.
Yeah, I could drink this.
Mm-hmm.
I might want a little food with this. Little tapas, right? Pair your wine.
So that's a good question.
Right.
Okay, so we have these Golden Star wines, and so much of wine is related to its indigenous foods.
Right on.
So
Right on.
what's the indigenous food at the end of the line? Do we have?
I think it's rattlesnake.
So,
That was one of the comments that the winemaker Lee Williams made to me. Something about that area being arid, right? It is
Right,
the
that's
desert.
true.
They don't get a lot of the pests that other wineries get, eating up their grapes.
California High
So-
Desert, Antelope Valley,
Yeah.
the Antelope Valley of the California.
That's where those grapes were sourced from. He's still in Little Rock. His winery's in Little Rock, but that's where he got his grapes for this one. And this is the Michael Perlis's pick. Michael Perlis, my editor, he does his columns every Saturday on Eve's Wine 101, and sometimes we entitle them Perlis Picks. Is this the last wine I had, or did you pour this in here and I missed it?
I think I poured it in there.
I think. I should know by smelling it.
So tell me.
Anyway, this was a Perlis Picks, this Golden Star Vineyard
Now,
Syrah.
I like the wine. It's a departure
Good.
from Syrahs that you would taste from other parts of California, but I like the wine. It's got a ton of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. You don't have that smoky, gamey character you get from Syrah. You get a nice balance out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like the guy to spend a little time on his label. So I wouldn't.
You don't like that label?
Well, it's not I don't like it, but it's got to compete with all these other things out there that people spend thousands of dollars on.
Well, maybe he needs another label like that with a
Another-
tie-dye
yeah,
on
another
it,
tie-dye
right?
thing?
Keep that tie-dye.
Was he born in this? Did he go through the '60s or what?
Well, I think we all did there,
Well,
Paul.
I was one of the.
Well, I was only there for, my first few years. We don't give that away. You're drinking this one. You're not,
Mm-hmm.
you're spitting it out, but you're still drinking it.
No, I like it.
Yeah, it's
I like the
definitely
weight
the
of it, too.
darkest one we've had, the darkest fruit we've had, I think, today.
Very
So
interesting. He's got a QR code. Do you know where this goes?
Hmm.
Have you scanned this? Have you ever scanned it, Mike?
You scan that with your smartphone, and it should go to his website that tells you more about it, I would
Yeah.
bet.
Well, you don't see it very often. I'm
This is
wondering.
the new thing.
We put in all our labels. Have one, but it takes you to the page to buy the wine. So
It might do that.
yeah, this is excellent.
We could
Thank
drink
you for bringing
this.
that.
Okay. We're going to have to pour that out.
You know, today has because the holidays are so busy around here, I bring lunch in every day for my staff. And they get to taste all the wines that we feature so that when customers call and ask, what do you think of this, they have an opinion of it.
So today you already planned ahead and brought in
Right.
rattlesnake.
They're bringing a rattlesnake in.
And tapas.
Antelope.
Okay, so tell me about this one.
This is
called-
the Prahova. This is Fetiesca. You ever heard of that one?
Nope. I have some wine education, but
Another,
no
well,
way.
it's extremely rare, and I've presented this to people that have traveled the world in wine and have never tasted a Fetiesca because it's
It's a
Romanian
Romanian wine.
Yeah, and I think try to sell a Romanian wine in California.
We don't know anything about it, so you're the wine educator
That's the
for
guy.
us. You're bringing
So-
it. You're bringing it to the people.
So Wine 101 is going to do an article on Romanian wines.
yeah, you
now.
just send me home with my case. I got you
Gotcha.
covered.
That's all it takes.
Okay, so pretty much.
Huh, for
We're easy.
Romanian?
We're cheap.
So Romanian wines are going to be a subject of Wine 101, and this video will be. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the video. We're going to put it on your site.
Hell
And
yeah.
if they want to click back to me, they can.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on my site in other places, and if they want to click back to you, they can. Is that fair?
They're always going to click back to me.
Well, of course.
I mean,
they are,
they'll
yes.
get their wine from you.
You're better looking
but
than I
they're gonna
am,
come back
and you're more
to
interesting
me.
than I am, so they're all going to click back to you.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much the way it is.
Okay, we tasted
So
this
tell me
wine?
about your history before
Oh.
wine. When you were in the wine business now, and you
Oh.
talked about you were a writer. What did
I've
you write
been
about?
writing for my local newspaper. I was writing for them for about 15 years. And towards the end of my time with them, they asked me to do, what else can I write about besides my own community? I wrote a column called Eve of Destruction, where she kind of like attacked things.
Well, how clever.
That was a lot of fun. And so what else can you write about? I can do book reviews and wine reviews because I had worked with a book club at the time, and I was drinking plenty of wine. And I enjoyed doing the book reviews, but the wine reviews.
That got pretty fun, huh?
Yeah, once I
right?
started doing the wine reviews, I started getting like the free wine in the mail, the free, come and interview us and come to our winery or come to this dinner or, just,
It's a tough
it's
job.
like wine clout, and the people that have dolls that look like me because they want to stick pins through my head for getting free stuff, basically. But it just kind of morphed.
Can you leave me one of those dolls with that one?
Yeah,
No,
no,
but I'm not
no,
going to stick
no.
a pin in it.
We have a
just
case in the
give a
car.
glass of
I'll
wine.
trade you a case of wine for a case of my dolls. But it just kind of morphed from there, and it's just been more fun. I mean, I've got comments on my blog from winemakers that said, you can only get Chablis from Chablis, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand. So the kind of things I've been writing about for years, I've morphed in my own education, where I've learned a lot more about wine, and a lot of the people that read me or follow us, because I've got Michael Perlis, Rusty Sly, Gregory Alonzo. Everything that you send me are on our website. They've watched us grow, and I think they've had more of a kick out of seeing us more from having a website to running nonprofit events.
That's great.
Getting our name
That's
out there,
great.
coming out here today and meeting you. I mean,
Well, that's
Right?
You know what? And the people, you're interesting. Clearly.
clearly
Isn't that
interesting.
something? I mean, it's
Right,
obvious.
Right.
And people want to see what's happening.
That's
what they're
right.
interested
That's
in.
right.
With social networking, people want to see what's going on.
Yes.
They keep it. And it takes that nanosecond to keep up with what you're doing, and people want to know they want to live vicariously.
Well, and they
through
want to
you.
be connected.
Yeah,
You
it's great.
you can't just social network. You're going to have to actually talk to the person, get to know them, and
That's
they
right.
feel they can reach out to us at any time. And our Romanian wine, which I haven't even
Did you
tasted
taste
yet.
it? Because I love this wine. I like it better.
Okay,
than
so we're going to learn
the-
about Romanian wines.
EveWine101.com/Romania.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. That's not a real site. It's EveWine101.com. And this is where you can find out about all kinds of things in the wine business and follow her and follow Mike's articles. And I'm glad you like that because I
I
think it's
do.
really
I'm
fun.
going to have to go home and Google Romanian wine and know what Romanian food would go with it.
He brought me. That's a good point, actually.
We were talking about that pairing earlier.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever been to a Romanian restaurant. I've been to a Viking restaurant. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. That's from the Naked Gun. Eve, it's been a pleasure having you here today.
Pleasure,
And
Paul.
wish you
Thank
luck
you.
out there in the blogger sphere, and we'll catch up with you soon.
That's right.
Cheers.
Cheers.